I mean, and it sucks
Yeah,
for him.
it
And
really
it sucks
does.
for the fans that want him because he's fast in that car. He just hasn't had any luck. He gets in the 67 with the little crate motor, the old Masters built, and he goes out and he beats these open motors. Uh, Kronk in the 29. You've got I mean, the duties. Justin John Duty.
Do we need to say any more?
No. No, I mean,
Especially after this last week. I mean,
oh man.
whew.
Oh man. So in qualifying, where we leave off? We left off with Justin Duty was sixth fast. Bruce Hipple seventh. Randy Boyd, Terry Hall, Dan Dibble were your top 10. That was the top half. Behind them was Jimmy Schramm, Rob Campos, Trent Elliott, Eric Sayre drove Superman's car. Colin Weinbarger, he was up there at the Nationals. Darren Koffel did not have a good qualifying effort. 15th fast. Staying with Steve Moore, who was 16th. Todd Sieg, David Brooks, they brought their car out. And then Dave Walters, the 67 car, who won the week before, was 19th fast out of 19. Now, I don't know what happened there because we know, I mean, Dave's a good driver. Dave's one of those guys that you can truly drive next to for 50 laps, and you don't have to worry about him doing something stupid, doing something crazy, doing something emotional, And he's just another guy who's just having a ton of fun racing cars. But, it's that shows you how competitive this field is when you got a car that wins the feature one week and he goes out and, that same car is at the back of the pack in qualifying. Okay? Now, that being said, heat race number 1, who goes out and wins it? Dave Walters in the 67. I mean, and these are the cars. Okay, now listen to this. His heat race wasn't, it wasn't a gimme. Todd Sieg, Trent Elliott. Trent Elliott's been fast. Eric Sayre, he's a veteran driver. Pretty much one of those guys that can get any type of race car and drive. I mean, he's good.
Absolutely.
Darren Koffel, Steve Moore, Rob Campos. That 9 of Campos has been another car that I've been watching lately because he has been coming on. I mean,
and he picked up a win at Grove a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. I think he's got, doesn't he have 2 there this year, or was it just 1?
I think it's just 1. It might be 2. I can't remember. I know there was the 1.
And
sure.
he was fast doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jimmy Schramm and David Brooks was the running order on heat race number 1. So, I mean, this is the thing. Walters goes out in the 67. He's 19th fast out of 19 cars and then wins his heat race by almost 4 full seconds. This is the competition level that you have to deal with in the late models at Willamette Speedway. You don't know what's going to happen.
No.
Okay? Heat race 2 rolls around. Man. Listen to this is a heat race, okay? Dibble, Tanner, Hall, Hunziker, John Duty, Rob Maya, Brian Kronk, Bruce Hipple, Randy Boyd, and Justin Duty. Those are the drivers in this field, okay, for heat race number 2. That is also the finishing order. I read that from top to bottom. Dan Dibble won heat race number 2. And I'm telling you right now, that 74 car looked good doing it. Joey Tanner was second, 1.3 seconds back. Terry Hall finished third. Tomas Hunziker, John Duty, Rob Maya, Brian Kronk, Hipple, Randy Boyd, and Justin Duty. Okay? Now, we're talking about the competition level here. And we're in the second half of the show here, so I got to kind of start picking this up. Okay, we're talking about competition level of the late models. Heat race number 2. Remember that finishing order. Dan Dibble, Joey Tanner, Terry Hall, Tomas Hunziker, John Duty, Rob Maya, Brian Kronk, Bruce Hipple, Randy Boyd, Justin Duty. Want to talk about the feature?
I'll let you do this one, Corey.
Let's talk about the feature because this is where the show is going to kind of take a little bit of a turn. Okay? Finished last in the heat race number 2, 10th place, Justin Duty, wins the feature. Goes out and wins the feature. Okay?
And watching him win that feature, granted, I was only stuck on one corner. I could only see the moves going on one corner. He worked his tail off for that win.
He worked his tail off for the win getting there, but when he got there,
bye-bye.
Did not let up at all. Let me tell you how fast he was, okay? He won the feature 40 laps. Now, we had the top 12 cars finish on the lead lap. 40 laps. Justin Duty, just back from his trip to Nebraska to Roma Sun and Lucas Oil guys, Bloomquist and all the big names, comes back to Willamette, wins the feature. Listen to this. Margin of victory, 5.6 seconds.
But did you see who was behind him?
I sure did. That was his dad in the 5 car, the John Duty car.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and talking with John, he's like, man, this is cool to finish second. You know, he goes, he can't imagine finishing second to anybody else. I mean, how cool is that as a father-son? You know, and if you're going to lose one to the kid, you know, and you can't be upset about it. Your cars are 1-2, and the kid took you to school. Took everybody to school because that white and pink 15 was just, I'll say it, just bad to the bone fast.
That thing was gone.
He did turn. Now, hold on a second here. Okay, so listen to this. This will crack you up. Okay? I'm looking here at the best time, the fastest lap in the field. Okay? The fastest lap in the field was turned in by, it's checkers or wrecker's luck for this dude, Joey Tanner in the 111. He finished 18th. Okay?
Oy.
He broke. He overheated as the leader under caution.
And that's a heartbreaker, too.
It was, because Joey was fast.
He was.
Joey was fast. Now on lap 14, he broke.
And watching him in the lead.
Oh, the car was fast. That
the
X
car
factor
was gone.
It was good.
If Joey would have held together, I would.
I'm not sure why that car overheated, but it was overheating. Joey was doing everything he could to keep that car cool, trying to get some wind through the air dam there under the nose. Even under caution, he started catching the back of the pack, trying to keep the engine cool, and he was watching the temperature, and it got up there too hot, and he pulled off wisely. You know, I don't know how much, or I heard. Now I can't confirm because how rumors fly at the racetrack. I heard that Joey blew his motor. I don't know if that's true. I can't confirm it. We'll try to work on that. Maybe we'll put something up on Moxie on the Facebook page. But unfortunate for Joey, because Joey
really is.
Joey was looking forward to having a good run, winning the week before in the 67 car, but to come out and have a tough deal. Now, I believe when he overheated, we were under caution. And I want to talk about this. Let's do the finishing order first, because I mean, Justin winning was a great thing. John finishing second was awesome. And look at who finished third. Brian Kronk. That little old crate motor, the 525. I shouldn't say little old crate motor, but that's a strong crate motor. But here's a kid that has been, if he's not in the top 3, he's 4th. I mean, he's just been so fast all year long, and you can't count him out. I don't care where he starts. There's one driver that's going to get his way to the front. He has been great to watch this year. Trent Elliott had a 4th place run in the 4E.
Really?
Yeah, a good run for Trent.
That is an amazing run.
And rounding out the top 5 was Darren Koffel. Okay, and we just talked about Darren not long ago. Who was right behind Darren? Tomas Hunsker, hot sauce. Like I said, I think you put this guy in a car that's a little better equipment, that's kind of he can. Who else is running victory circles and late models at Willamette?
I think the only other one's Randy Boyd's got one. I think
he's in a GRT.
He's in the GRT now.
I can't name another driver in a victory circle. I think if there was another, if he had another brand of car, and it's not just the chassis, but I think that Tomas has got more talent than he has equipment under him. The equipment on the car is good. I think it's just that particular chassis. They don't work that well at Willamette Speedway. I think he, put that guy in a rocket, put him in a Swartz, or
Well, look at the experience he's got behind his wheel.
Right.
He was running a mini truck for years.
And he's making dashes.
He's
I mean, he's been fast qualifier once or twice this year. I mean, the guy can drive. There's no doubt.
And when that track goes dry slick, absolutely dry slick, that's when I've seen the victory circles kind of fade back a little bit.
Right.
It's hard. It's hard to say, your chassis doesn't work. And, I'm the last person to say the chassis is not right. But at the same time, I agree with you, Corey. I think that, you put Tomas in a different manufactured chassis that suits the characteristics of Willamette Speedway possibly better from the experience we've seen here in this division. And,
right.
I think he's a contender. I mean, even in the victory circle, I mean, look at where he finished.
I mean, he's got his 6th place.
Just
ahead of Rob Mann.
In that crowd, that's an amazing finish.
Right, absolutely.
It speaks volumes. I mean.
So then we had, so remember, the guy who finished 19th in qualifying. Okay, so we had Hunsker in the 6th spot. Maya finishes 7th. Dybel was 8th, and Dave Walters drove up to 9th place. Okay, I mean, this is what we're talking about. This late model field is just insanely competitive. Bruce Hipple was 10th. He ran out the top 10 in the U2 car.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Steve Moore, Jimmy Schramm, Rob Campos, Todd Sieg, Eric Sayre, David Brooks, Randy Boyd, Joey Tanner, and Terry Hall. Now, this is where the show takes a turn. We're gonna kind of take we're gonna spend some time on this subject, okay? Because you were a part of this, we were all a part of it, and we saw a bad wreck with Terry Hall, and again, this is one of those deals where it wasn't a driver error; it was a mechanical failure that caused this, and it sucks to see. We've talked about safety on this show all year long, and it's been a big thing. With as fast as these cars are anymore, safety safety has to be first in your racing program. Horsepower and all that stuff is cool. Safety's going to save your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Horsepower at some point can kill you.
Yeah, and the horsepower is going to get you onto the track. What type of safety equipment you have is going to get you off the track.
Right.
And
now,
unfortunately, this weekend was a good example of that.
And it was. And Terry, he's in a rocket chassis, good quality race car, good seat, at a turn 2 on the throttle at the bottom of the racetrack. Talked with them, and we will talk with them some more. We're going to actually have them on the show. Okay, tonight we're gonna have them. We're gonna talk to them on the phone. Now, at a turn 2 on the throttle, wide open, right rear axle. That's what I heard was told. The right rear axle broke. Turned that car to the right and sent him nearly head on into the wall. Scary moment. Everybody at the racetrack. I mean, you got fans that say, "Oh, I'm here to watch the wrecks." I can't stand that. I think that is one of the most ignorant things you can say at a racetrack at any level, anywhere. And I seriously want to punch people in the mouth when they say that. "Oh, I'm here for the wrecks." I want to kick their ass. I can't stand that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When you're racing with these guys and you develop relationships, whether you like somebody or not, you don't want them to go out and get in a wreck and get hurt. It's a stupid thing to say.
Exactly. And you look at you look at racing at any level, whether it's a 5 horsepower or a Pee-wee kart, all the way up to the big circuits, NASCAR and Talladega, where it's known for the big one.
Right.
You don't want to see anybody get hurt.
Absolutely not. If you're a true racer,
exactly,
you don't want to see that. I hate seeing someone hit the wall and tear up a control arm.
Exactly.
Let alone go head on into a wall and risk a driver being injured or killed.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got no respect for anybody that says, "Oh, I'm here to see the wrecks." That's cool. You have another one, shut up or leave.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it. I did talk with Terry and his wife. Okay, she did say that Terry's still showing some symptoms from the concussion, which is expected. As hard as he hit, he's going to be out of racing for a few weeks. She said, "We'll get back out to the track," but he is okay.
And that's the important part.
Right. That is the important part. This is where we're going to talk about safety a little bit too. But that being said, I'm going to kind of talk about your perspective from what you've seen, because you actually volunteered some time at the racetrack away from the modified team that went to the Nationals. You stepped up with Extreme Fire and Rescue because they were shorthanded. You got the call and said, "Hey, absolutely, I'll come out and I'll help." And first of all, thanks for doing that.
Nah, no worries.
Because I don't know if you might have regretted that decision, as busy as you guys were that night.
Man,
and it wasn't just racing; it was the weirdest night ever.
And
a fan in the stands, a dog bite, possible heart attack, a car wreck. I mean, it was like you guys dealt with anything and everything there was to deal with. And I can't imagine being on that side of the sport and having to worry about that and the safety of all the fans, safety of the drivers, safety of people in the pit area. I mean, that's just a lot on your plate, especially on a shorthanded crew.
You got to, and that's the thing, too, you bring up, Corey. And, how I got into this is I literally got a phone call at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. "Hey, I could really use your help. Can you come out here?" And you've been in racing. We've talked, Corey and Josh, we have talked about it on the air here. Racing's a big family. I mean, regardless of if you're trading paint with one guy or one guy spins you out, you're at the end of the night, you're all family. And that's,
right.
when you see something like this, what happened Saturday night with Terry, it kind